Everyone, thanks for coming back to my page today and joining me for college prep. College prep is one of the categories that we're going to focus on every week, and this is primarily for high schoolers. We're starting to talk about anyone from 9th to 12th grade that's starting to think about college, and depending on where you are, 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, kind of a timeline of what you should be doing. Now, if you're a senior joining in and you're just now thinking about college prep, that's okay too. We have time to catch up and get everything you need to do. You're just going to have to work a little harder. If you're clicking on this video, then you probably are ready to start thinking about planning for college because that's the title of this. Now, if you haven't already subscribed and liked my videos, please do so I continue to bring you videos every week on topics that will interest you. So be sure and do that if you haven't already done so. So when do I start planning for college? If you're in high school, it's time. Let's talk about some of the things that you should focus on because depending on where you are, 9th, 10th, or 11th, or 12th grade, we want to make sure that these are some of the most important things that you do during that time frame. Create your own timeline. This is a good thing to sit down with your parents or guardians and do as well. So if you're in 9th grade, you've got plenty of time to plan out things like building that college application portfolio, which we're going to talk specifically about next week in a new video that's only going to talk about building that college application portfolio. So that'll be a good way to give you just a really good idea of what needs to go in that. But you can put things in your timeline like, when do I want to start looking at things I'm interested in or career browsing, taking some career assessments to see what interests you. If you do that early, you can at least then enroll in some classes that are relevant to that in high school. If you're interested in healthcare, then you can take some of the healthcare courses that are provided. Now, even if you change your mind and decide healthcare is not for you, it's okay. You learned something about healthcare, switch over to business or switch over to education. You shouldn't know what you want to do at 16, 17, 18. Really, very few people do. We put so much pressure on our kids these days to pick a major and know what you want to do. And most people that age don't know what they want to do. There's people my age that don't know what they want to do and switch careers, later in life. And that's okay. The point is be happy in what you do. Enjoy your work. And so we want to make sure you get a good fit for that. And I have a whole section under career assessment or career counseling, and we're going to talk specifically about careers in there. So that'll give you an idea. So be sure and check back and subscribe and watch those videos as well. But you can also put in your timeline when you're going to start visiting colleges, when you're going to start applying to colleges, when you're going to start doing tours of colleges. Just kind of give yourself an idea and break it down into things you want to make sure you accomplish in that time period. Part of that college application portfolio is going to be community service, extracurricular activities. So obviously, the earlier you start on your timeline, the more opportunities you're going to have to build that portfolio with things like community service, volunteering in your community, and extracurricular activities, clubs, anything that shows you are a well-rounded individual. We look at grades, and keeping good grades are really important, but also the more us in higher ed are getting more and more interested, not only in your grades, but what you've done in your community. What are you a part of? Are you a well-rounded individual? Do you have many interests? There's a lot of 4.0 students that aren't a well-rounded individual, and we want people that have interpersonal skills, that can communicate and do those types of things, especially in specific jobs. I'm in healthcare education, so I want my students to have a personality and be able to talk with patients and have that ability. I want them to have good grades as well, but we want it to be a well-rounded thing. Relevant classes, career browsing, it's never too early. Visiting colleges, taking those ACTs and those PSATs, there's lots of practice exams out there, so you can start preparing to do that. Put that in your timeline that you want to start taking those practice exams, and then set your dates to take the actual exams and take it multiple times. We also want to work on social media. It's never too early to do that, and it's just to keep in the back of your mind. If you're in 9th grade and you're just, thinking about that, really just think hard on what you want to put on your social media. And remember, that's going to follow you everywhere you go, through college, through getting a job. I have a whole video that I posted yesterday under getting the job on social media. That's for people that are graduating college, trying to apply for their first career job. There's a lot of things you have to worry about in social media for that. And so watch that video as well. This is kind of a timeline that I've built, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And again, if you're joining in late to 12th grade, it's okay. You just have to do all of these things in your senior year. But building that application portfolio is a really good tool that I'm going to tell you more about next week, so make sure you come back for that. Keeping up grades, visiting colleges, you'll see that these are just suggestions for your timeline. And so if you are in a particular area and you've already done a lot of this, you're doing really well. The career browsing, I can't stress that enough. Go in and look at so many different jobs. And if you find jobs you're interested in and you know someone that's in that job, ask them if you can go with them and job shadow a little bit. That's a really good way to narrow things down. You think you want to be an athletic trainer? Go hang out with an athletic trainer for a little while. You think you want to be in business? Go hang out with someone that's in business for half a day. You think you want to be a lawyer? Go hang out with a lawyer for half a day. See if those are places you can see yourself. And it's okay to change your mind a million times. It really is. The goal is to get to college, find something that makes you happy, something that fulfills you as a person, and a career that will make you happy for your lifetime. That's all I'm going to do today. Next week in this section, building that application portfolio, don't forget to come back, but check out the other sections of career counseling, getting the job, navigating college, and the parents page. Tell your friends, send people to this channel. I want to keep providing these free insights from the College Insider, me, a college professor for 27 years. And if you have specific topics that you would like information on or you want me to address, email me, the.collegeinsider@yahoo.com. I would love you to tell me a specific topic you want touched on, and I'll be glad to do that. Thanks for joining me today. Have a good day, and I'll see you next week.